So welcome to the Licensing and Gambling Acts Committee meeting on the 23rd of September 2024. We are live streaming this, and please use your mics when we are, when you're speaking. I've got apologies from Councillor Jupp Morris, and Councillor Khayyam may come a bit later, but if she doesn't, she has apologies submitted. Before we start, have we got any declarations of interest from anyone? No, okay. Well, thank you. So today we will be considering the Statement of Gambling Licensing Policy 25 to 28. We've got Emma Thompson with us here, the Senior Licensing Compliance Officer, and she will introduce the report. So over to you, Emma, without further ado. Thank you. Got to try the other microphone. We're having technical issues here, but is that working? We have a working mic making its way to Emma now, and once that's done, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The report before you this evening is to approve the draft amended Statement of Gambling Licensing Policy, which will then be recommended for adoption to full council in November 2024. The Gambling Act 2005 requires licensing authorities to review their policies every 3 years, with the current one expiring on the 30th of January 2025. The reviewed policy amends the licensing authority and other responsible authorities' addresses, amends the map of Oxford with a new ward names and boundaries. There are also minor grammatical and textual amendments highlighted in pink throughout the document. The textual amendments are in line with the amended wordings in the Gambling Commission's guidance. A copy of the revised draft policy can be found at Appendix 1 or pages 12 to 51 of the bundle. As part of the policy, there is a mandatory requirement for the completion of the local area profile, which too has been reviewed and amended. The amendments to this document include the new map of Oxford with new ward names and boundaries, along with updated hyperlinks for relevant web pages. A copy of the revised area profile is found at Appendix 2 or pages 52 to 55 of the bundle. An assessment of the Statement of Gambling Licensing Policy's impact on the 9 groups protected by the Equality Act 2010 has also been carried out. A copy of the Equality Impact Assessment is found at Appendix 3 or pages 56 to 60 of the bundle. A 6-week consultation on this draft policy was conducted between the 14th of June 2024 and the 26th of July 2024. The consultation was with licence holders, responsible authorities and the general public. This was done via mail, email, local news bulletin that's shared around the district, as well as on social media platforms. However, only one response was received from Thames Valley Police Licensing Department, who had no adverse comments on the revised policy. A copy of the Thames Valley Police response is found at Appendix 4 or page 61 of your bundle. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Emma. And thank you to the officers, the team who managed the consultation and who've done the revision that's before us. So we really appreciate that. I think first of all, what we'll do is take any questions to you, Emma, from the floor before we open up for discussion. So members, has anyone got any questions around the revised draft policy? Councillor Otieno, please.
So page 24, if a premises is located within a wider venue, we request a plan of the venue. Is that going to happen retrospectively, or is that just for new applications?
That's just a reworded section that was from the Gambling Commission. Any licensed gaming premises within another premises does require a location map as to its location within the area. An example would be Pear Tree Services have got an adult gaming centre. We'd have a location map of that gaming centre on our files.
So we already have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Any further questions from the floor? Okay, in which case, while people are having a think, I have just one clarification. It's not with the additional edits that have been made, but it's more of a clarification. Is there scope within the policy to set out the process for interested parties to apply for a review of a licence? Because I understand, I think that is this on page 36 or 21, depending on which page numbers you're referring to. It talks about being able to request a review of a licence, but it doesn't set out the process for that. So just wondered whether that is detailed elsewhere or needs to be added to the document itself. Thank you.
Just bear with me, there is a section in relation to reviews of a gambling premises in the policy. Let me just search for it and I'll get the answer right to you.
I think it's on page 21, which is page 36 of the bundle. It's under section 25 and it refers to how interested parties or responsible authorities can request a review, but it doesn't then state like the details of how that review then takes place. So is there anything that needs to be added to that section to clarify?
So this is determined by the Gambling Commission. They're obviously the leading authority in regards to gambling. Obviously, if an interested party or responsible authority came to us to review a licence, not that it's happened in my time here, we'd obviously advise accordingly on which application to submit. And then once it's been received, the licensing authority will then determine whether it is relevant to go for a review, which would then be brought before the Licensing and Gambling Act subcommittee for determination, similar to the Licensing Act type applications for review.
So just to clarify in response to that, is it worth adding any text just to say that a review would then be brought before the subcommittee? Would that make sense, just for clarification for the public?
It's actually detailed in the table towards the back of the policy on page 43 to say what is the licensing authority's delegations. And it says review of premises licenses falls within the subcommittee of the licensing committee. So it does state that there, but there is possibility to add that as a wording to that page under 25.
Thank you. Okay, so that's something to consider in a moment, the discussion. Thank you very much for that clarification. Anyone come up with any further questions around the edits or overall in terms of the policy? Just while you're thinking about it, yes, Councillor, as you know.
It's not one of the pink bits, but why, right, I think it's on page 9, why do we not include something like Gamblers Anonymous as an organisation that we consult with, given that we consult with representatives of companies?
Yeah, so Gambling Anonymous were consulted on as part of the 6-week consultation period. They would have received both an email copy of the consultation with a link to our online consultation, as well as a paper version of the letter with the consultation web link on that letter. So they would have received it in twofold. So yeah, the Gamblers Anonymous do get those, as do other entities who deal with that type of situation.
Okay, but they're not listed on page 9. Is there any reason why they're not?
Is that page 9 of the policy rather than the bundle number? Sorry.
Page, it's like the 4th page that you come to, I think.
Okay, bear with me.
11 under consultation and revised draft statement of gambling licensing policy number .11.
Oh right, yeah. So they would come under gaming and betting organisations. Is there an organisation under obviously gambling addiction? So there'd be a gambling and betting organisation, I would assume.
No, I'm just wondering why they're not one of the people we all automatically consult with. We've got the safeguarding board. Why have we not got them?
I can only assume it's because the Gambling Commission guidance doesn't make them a statutory consultee, but we definitely did consult on them. I did the consultation personally myself.
Thank you. I'm not quite sure why it beeped, so apologies for that. Are you satisfied, councillor Ottino? Thank you. Councillor Mudderman, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Just a minor typo point, in the introduction, in the, list of contents, the numbering is all wrong for number 23 and 26 and 27. Under 23, it says 22.1, 22.2, and it obviously should say 23 point.
I shall have a look at that and reword it before I
just
send
numbering.
it before adoption. That's fine. If you point it out to me after we finish, I'll put a post-it note to remind me to do it.
That's great, thank you. Any other questions at this point? I can't see any further questions. So just now opening more to a discussion, I would like to propose that we do add a cross-reference just to the committee of licensing committee reviewing any of the licenses that are called in, just so it's clear, because it's just a matter of clarity. It doesn't change any of the content, but I suggest that there could be a text edit on page 21 under where it says reviews, section 25, where it says something along the lines of, if a review is requested, this will be dealt with by a subcommittee of the licensing committee, and then have a cross-reference to the appendix 2 on page 28, which is page 43 of our bundle. Does anyone disagree with that or want to discuss that? Okay. I think it sounds good. Okay, I'm seeing some assurances. Thank you. Is that okay, Emma, for that to be changed?
Yeah, I've just jotted a note down to add that before I send the draft policy before full council.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I think at this point, unless there are any further points for discussion? No. Okay, so we are being asked to agree this revised draft statement. I recommend that it is put to full council for adoption. So don't know whether you have to, everyone in agreement of that? Yeah, let's vote. Yeah, I think that's unanimous. Then in which case then, thank you very much for your hard work, Emma, and for the team. We will be seeing this again at full council, I understand, in November. Yeah, so, okay, well, thank you for that. Then we move very swiftly on to the next agenda item, which is the minutes of the previous meeting. And any comments on the minutes, any amends that need to be made? We're being asked to approve the minutes, and this was on the 20th of May where we were appointing the chairs. You may recall it was also when Oxford City had their celebratory event in the town hall at the same time. It was very noisy, just to jog your memory. Okay, so unless there are any comments on that, which I don't see, then we approve the minutes held on the 20th of May as a true and accurate record. All in agreement? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so then we move on to dates of future meetings. So the next meeting is the 10th of February 2025, and then we've got one on the 19th of May 2025 as well. So we look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks for your time.
Okay.